doubt at this point that anyone else is here yet. Oh, my volume is a little goofy. Let's see. Come on, where's the audio sound? There we go. That actually might be good volume. I don't know. I'll figure it out when someone is here. Let's see. No one's here yet, but that's okay. No problem. That gives me time to set up. There we go. Let's pop out the chats. There we go. Hey, Sir Komodo Dragon, welcome to the stream. Just getting things set up still. And I just realized that my YouTube tab has sound, and I don't want to be able to hear myself the whole stream. That'd be miserable. There we go. But Sir Komodo Dragon, how you doing? You're the first person to join the stream. It's a bit of a slow start today, but that is okay. Usually have a few people join when we start, but that's okay. Oh, we've got a few, just not in the chat yet. So, could you let me know if you could give me a thumbs up in the chat if the music is good and you can hear me just fine? Or if it's too quiet, you can tell me it's too quiet. Let's see. That's weird. The chat on the two screens doesn't match. Interesting. Oh well. It's great. Awesome. Okay, there we go. Now it's syncing up. Okay. So, gonna have some water real quick. Gotta stay hydrated. So, today's build is actually going to be something that's a little bit different. Thank you for the thumbs up, Robot Ham, to let me know the music's not too loud. For those of you who know, I make videos for the Bricks and Minifigs in Springfield, Missouri. And they actually do monthly build contests. And I've only entered it once. And then I was talking to one of my friends, Jim Babalooey, who might be in the chat later. And he enters it like every month. And I was just like, why don't I enter it every month? So, hopefully this is going to be now a monthly tradition where one of our streams, or at least a video, is themed around making a build for these contests. So for this one, the theme is creatures, and they can be made up creatures. And I think we should do one that is on brand for Chris Comedies. So we're going to be doing the Turtle Crab, which is one of my favorite daily builds I've done. We could do the Loch Ness Monster, but I'm thinking Turtle Crab might be better for this one, because if I do... Oh, I could do Loch Ness Monster, though. I had all this planned for the Turtle Crab, and then I just casually said the Loch Ness Monster. I'm going to save Loch Ness Monster for another one, I think. We're going to do Turtle Crab, because I already have a plan for it. We're going to do Turtle Crab. So basically what we're going to do is, instead of making him really small like I did last time... Oh, no. People saying Loch Ness Monster. I shouldn't have said anything, because now I'm starting to think that... No, I have plans for the Turtle Crab. We'll do the Loch Ness Monster for another thing. We will. Is it just a build or a short video? So for this, it will be... this isn't a paid thing. This is... Well, I mean, if you place, you get a gift card. Just every month they do a build contest. So there will be a build. I'll probably make a video about the build. And then if I place, I'll probably make a video saying, I've got money for this. But yeah, so this is just a build for a contest, and I think that's what we're going to do for the live stream. So, for those who have seen the Turtle Crab is basically, it's a turtle's body with, and so the shell is the same, and then we've got a, his flippers are red, although his front flippers are crab claws, and then his head is red. And then he's kind of got little spikes on his head as well. And I might even add spikes to the shell. Now, as you can see, I am limited on how many brown pieces that I have. But what I'm gonna do is, first I'll be able to use a combination of pieces, but I might make him so that I build the top layer of the shell out of brown first, and then we'll make the rest of the shell, like all the structure of it is not going to be made with brown pieces. That way it stays nice and strong. But yeah, so I'm kind of just finagling how I want to do this at first. And then I'll get a rough and general size. I also have a bunch of flat pieces we can start off with as well. Because the shell, I know I could get a reference picture up for what a turtle shell should look like, but it's a made-up turtle. I can make it kind of whatever shape that I want. It's kind of the joy of making a made-up creature for a contest, is that no one can tell you, oh, that creature doesn't look right. I'm the one inventing it, so it can look however I want it to. But I'm liking, I think this shape for the turtle shell isn't bad. There we go. Gotta make sure it's symmetrical. Yeah, I'm thinking a shape like this for the turtle shell would not be bad. And let's see. Is it a turtle or tortoise? It's technically a turtle. Because it has to live in the water because its front flippers are actually claws. So it's got flippers and a tail on the back and then claws on the front. It could crawl on land. It would just be even slower than a regular turtle, I think. Unless it could dig its claws into the ground, I think. I suppose it could do that. That could work. Okay. We've got the general outline of his shell. Let's see. I'm also trying to be careful of layering plate pieces because a lot of my brown pieces are older, and for those of you who build with a lot of Lego, you'll know that old brown pieces tend to be quite brittle. And while I do, I know that I've got to use my Lego for my projects, I try not to have them break very often because that's counterintuitive to using them to make things if they are broken. Okay. Oh, did I just grab a piece that I don't have another one of? It's okay, the shape just has to be symmetrical. It doesn't have to be symmetrical breaks. Just the shape of the turtle. There we go. So what we're doing right now with the shape placement is we're making sure that we've got a structure of bricks holding all the plates together. So right now, while it's not super strong, I have placed enough pieces that I can lift it up now. So now we can look at it from different angles. So you can kind of get the idea of this is going to be the shell. Obviously, it's going to be built up a little bit. And then I'll add the head, claws, tail, legs, well, flippers, and we'll build the underside. But I'm starting with the shell first because brown pieces are where I'm limited. So by starting with those, I can tell, hey, is this something that I can actually do? And let's see, we're gonna shape this out a little bit. There we go. Yeah, I think that'll work. If it's not symmetrical, just say it's to represent the imperfections of nature. That is correct. I mean, yeah, I planned for its generic shape to be essentially symmetrical, but am I going to use the same amount of bricks or size it up differently? I'll do that differently. That's fine. You got to do what you can when you're making builds like this. So, what I'm going to do is, it would be tempting to just build up one layer higher, but turtle shells aren't that steep. So I'm actually going to build a plate on the inside and then have it slowly build up. And then I'll fill in those layers with other colors because these can't be seen. and then we'll put brown on top, and then basically it will lead to a nice slope. And then hopefully that, because by not layering the brown pieces, hopefully I will have very minimal brittle brown breakage. That's hard to say fast. The shell of the turtle crab shell. Yes, this is the shell of the turtle crab shell. But for those of you, it was a while ago, but one of my old, back when I was doing the daily build series, my first, like, cute creature was this creature called the turtle crab. And it's one of my favorite things I've ever made. It's like the only time I intentionally made a creature to look cute. I generally don't do that. At least at that point I didn't. And now I'm, like, much more open to doing stuff. I was just like, nah, I want to build things that look cool or scary or fun. And then I'm like, oh, we'll get a cute little creature. So now it's something that I do a little more often. Okay, so as you can see, if I hold this up right here, it's layering a little bit. So that's going to make the shell have a nice gentle slope up to it. And while the edges of these are still not very strong structurally, we're going to add an entire undershell, which is going to make it much more sturdy. I know some species of turtle are really bulky. This is one that's not bulky. We're trying to make him a little slim. And that piece is too big. There we go. Hey, Milmalat, welcome to the stream. Congratulations on second place with the treasure map series, by the way. Nicely done. That was a lot of fun. While the series itself is done, there might be a few more videos with the map, but I'm not going to spoil what that is yet. We might do a few Easter egg things. It's kind of looking like a hat at the moment. That could be like Perry the Platypus. Although he'd need to, yeah, my head's a bit too big for it. But it does look like a hat right now. But soon it will be a turtle. Turtle crab. Okay, and this is where we are layering some pieces, which is a little bit scary because these are the ones that are more likely to break. But at the end of the day, Legos for building, I'm going to at least do stuff with it. It's better for it to get dirty than dusty. Okay. I kind of feel like I need to pour this one out a little bit. I kind of don't want to, but I need to. There we go. Okay. Everything is a hat if you try hard enough. You know what? That's good logic. I agree with that logic. I do not find a fault with that logic at all. There we go. And something we're actually going to do as well is to add a little bit of texture to this, although I might add it afterwards. Let me have a look at what pieces I have. I'm going to put this away for a bit. Excuse me. I'm also going to use some reddish brown pieces here and there to just kind of make it have a little bit of variation. And that part's going to intentionally not be symmetrical. Let's see. There we go. Legos for building, a Chris Comedy's autobiography. See, that sounds simple, but it's actually something I've run into a bit online. Is like the Lego scalpers have gotten really bad lately, and it's one of those things where I'm just like, I get I get people who want to buy things for investment, yada yada yada, but like, if you collecting your investment means that kids don't get to buy what they like at a store, I think you're doing it wrong. Because I don't know, there's some will be like, I'll see them, I'm like, yeah, I bought every battle pack at this store. And then I'm like, yeah, and now none of the kids can buy them. Plus, also see people like, oh, you're gonna damage your pieces if you do that. I'm like, yeah, but it's cool, so I'm gonna do it. I'm not setting out to damage them, but there's gonna be a few pieces that break along the way. It's just a matter of life. Thought I had something. Okay, so that's the shell so far. The lighting makes it look very weird. There we go. I'm gonna shape this a little bit more. Let's see. Yeah, I'm trying. I know that once I finish the actual structure of the build, I'll add more detail, but I'm really trying to make sure I really like the design of the shell. Because once I start adding pieces below the shell, like to make the rest of its body, I'm not going to be able to change it as much. At that point, I'll be stuck with the shape that I've got. I can't go back anymore. So I'm really making sure that we like how it's looking. And because I know I have a bunch of... Because I'm planning to probably use a little bit of tan pieces for the underside of the turtle crab. Which means that we should be good on pieces for that. Because I've got a ton of tan colored pieces. But right now I'm just adding a little bit more to the underside of its body. To add a little bit of strength and just make it a little bit more rounded. Robert Ham, trading card games are running into that too. Adults buy to collect and stare at the cardboard, not to play with them. Exactly. I keep seeing videos popping up in my recommended, and it'll be like these grown adults just going into a store and like they'll push past kids and then just buy out the entire trading card game stock. And I'm like, dude, like, if you want to collect it, that's fine. Like, for example, there's, you know, like, the minifig blind bag series? I like to collect some of those. Not very rarely the whole series. I've only collected a whole collectible minifig series twice. I did it once for Looney Tunes, and then once for the space one. And that was cool, but my rule was, because what happens is, a lot of the collectible minifig series, they'll have a minifig that really stands out that a lot of people want to collect. My rule for those is if I want to get more than one, especially if I'm at a Lego exclusive store, I don't get it at the same store. I wait till I go to another store, I wait till another day. I don't get them all at once. Because when you do that, there might be, like, for example, I know that for the Wolfpack Beastmaster, a bunch of people wanted that one. He came with a wolf. He looked really cool. I intentionally would have... I got one of him, and I'm like, I know I could army build with him, and it would be cool. But I'm not going to do that, because then there's going to be some kid who comes to the store that just wanted to buy one because he looks cool. And now he doesn't get to have one because I bought 8 of them. Yeah, of those minifigs, the only ones that I've intentionally bought more than one of is the koala. Because I have a video idea for koalas. But even then, I bought them all at different times. I didn't completely buy out the stock. Oh, and also the Roman ones, but those I bought secondhand on Bricklink. So at that point, I was being price gouged for those anyway. Okay. I think I'm liking the structure of the shell so far. I know you probably can't tell a huge difference in what I've added, but you'll notice that there's a layer like this now, which is hopefully going to make it easier for me to add the bottom layer of this. And I feel like I can actually put these pieces away now. At least not have them completely all over the table. There we go. Now that I am going to add more detail to the shell at some point, but now that we've got the shape, we are going to excuse me, we are going to focus on the structure of the turtle crab itself now. So I think we might want to build its head, limbs, and tail first. That way we can get a size of how big he's going to be. And, you know, I'm going to point the camera down a little bit more so you can see a little bit more what I'm talking about. Yeah, so we're going to build his head. So head right here, tail, flippers, claws. And then we can build the underside of the shell, because at that point it'll be sized correctly and we know we won't want to make any changes. Let's see, Komodo Dragon. I look for the ones I can use in medieval setting and leave the rest. Honestly, I like to use the medieval ones too. I think they're some of the best ones. Okay, so I think we should probably start with the turtle crab's head. Now we're going to be using actual like red Lego pieces. Now if I could make it so that his head can turn, that would be really cool too. But we'll see. I'm going to focus first on just making the shape of the head. Probably going to be using a lot of sideways building techniques for this one. Because I really want the turtle crab's head to look very good. Okay. Although I will admit part of me is a little bit worried about this one, just because if I can't make the face look good, that's kind of a big deal. You can kind of get away with some parts of the rest not being amazing, but if the head of your creature doesn't look good, then you're kind of... Because especially like with a turtle crab, he's meant to kind of look cute. So if he doesn't look cute, then no one's going to like the turtle crab. And that would make me sad, because when I did the mini version of the turtle crab, people really liked him. So we've got to make sure that the turtle crab looks good. Okay. Yep, I think like that. Let's see. Hey Fluid, welcome to the stream. No worries for being late. Yes, we are making the turtle crab. To summarize what we're doing is the Bricks and Minifigs in Springfield does a monthly building competition. And my goal is to... Well, not my goal. What we're doing right now is making a build for the contest. And well, naturally, I'm going to try to place. The main thing at this point is just to get a build for the contest in. Even if I don't place. Although I do want to try and win, because then you get a gift card for the store. And if I get a gift card for the store, I can buy more Lego, and I can make a video about it, and then it can kind of just be a never-ending cycle if I do it well. Hey Alex, welcome to the stream. Okay. Time to see if my idea for the turtle crab's head is going to look good, because there's a chance that it will look really bad. Okay. Is that too big of a head? Nope, I think that's the right size. This is just one layer of his head. His head's not going to be exactly 1 brick tall. We are going to add more to him. For anyone who is getting worried. Seeing them like, that's going to be a very ugly head. might do, actually. Yeah, I think that might work better, actually. I was using slot pieces to connect the head to the rest of it, but I realized if I do this right, it would actually be better not to do it that way. Okay. Okay. So it's kind of like this is gonna be where his eyes will go. Well, they'll be on the sides. This is kind of gonna be his mouth. So I'm gonna layer it just a little bit and see how it looks. Go. I might even add some smooth pieces here and there to try and make his face look a little bit smoother. But he also, the first time I did the turtle grab, he is spiky. So we might actually use that a little bit to our advantage and make him, because this is a full-grown turtle crab, so he's gonna be a spiky fella. Excuse me, man. I feel like every time I completely beat a cold or a cough, I get just a slight new one. And it's never enough to be like fully sick, but it just keeps lingering right now with the weather constantly changing. Fluid do, yes. Hashtag do the do. Hashtag sponsored, not sponsored. Hashtag please sponsor me so I can make money from doing this. Because I'm at almost 800 videos. Thank you, Fluid. Besides Lego, do I have any other big interests? To be honest, not a ton. I have a few other things that I enjoy other things, but Lego's like the big thing that I do. Sorry, I'm just thinking while I'm placing these pieces because I'm getting a little like, I'm not sure how to do this. Thinking I actually need to put the eyes right there. So that piece needs to move. I enjoy video games. I enjoy acting and theater. I don't get to act much these days, but I am starting my new job tomorrow. As of tomorrow, I will be a lighting technician. So I am very excited about that. So I'll be sure to let you know how it goes. Yeah, so like theater in general, performance, stuff like that. Of course, like I enjoy video games, but I'm not like playing a ton of them at the moment. I've been playing a bit of Minecraft, a little bit of Pokemon as well. But yeah. Do you think colorblindness is showing you some red brown for the shell? I did do that on purpose. There is red brown on the shell intentionally. Because we are going to be adding some variation to it. But thank you for pointing it out. I'm glad that you didn't want me to leave that and not notice. But yeah, no, that's to remind me that we are using... we're going to add some variation to the turtle shell. We're just making the basic structure and shape first. And then we will focus on adding more details. See. The weather today's been so awful, lol. It was very cold. I haven't been outside much today, but when I went out, I'm just like, man, this is really cold. I'm glad I don't have to be out and doing stuff today. I keep trying to, like, I'll place a piece and I'll be like, okay, I really want to get to where I can put the eyes for the turtle crab. Let me go. Okay, I'm actually going to take off this piece we were using for, like, the centerpiece of his nose, because I'm going to add some spikes there. I'm really trying. I don't want it to just be a big version of the baby turtle crab we made. I want it to actually look like something that has grown up and is like actually the adult version of the baby crab, not just let's make it again but bigger. Because that's not like a adult human doesn't just look like a big baby. Like you don't look like you did as a child, just tall. So I'm trying to make sure I don't do it that way. Go. That could work. And there's a few ways to do this. I think right there. I'm gonna have a couple spikes around its eyes as well. That way it's like it's got spikes near its eyes so it can protect its eyes specifically. Let's see. You've gotten really into action figures. Awesome. With the Star Wars card game, I'm really getting back into Star Wars recently. Nice. I'm really looking forward to the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. I know a lot of people aren't looking forward to it, but I'm honestly really excited to see it. So, I am eagerly awaiting to see how it goes. But I'm gonna, like, for me, it's like, I'm not gonna dislike something, especially before it comes out. Like, if it ends up not being a good movie, then I'll say it's not a good movie. But for everyone that's, like, already hating it, I'm just like, it's not even out yet. How can I hate the movie? Like, oh, yes. Yes. Oh, okay. Yes. My wife just told me to drink Mountain Dew. Hashtag do the do, hashtag sponsored, not sponsored. She also scared me because I didn't realize she was there.
Hi.
Hey, babe. Love you too. Okay, like, she genuinely scared me. I didn't realize she was at the door, and I just heard, hey, and I'm like, oh! That's funny. But yeah, so with the Mandalorian and Grogu movie, I'm seeing a lot of hatred online for it. And then I'm just like, I remember very vividly that even in the supposed, like, most hated, like, moment of The Mandalorian, which was season 3 most likely, the average person still enjoyed the show. It was just not as good as the second season, but the second season was, like, legendary. So, I'm excited to see where they go with it. Okay, right now I'm just going to be filling in some gaps. Because we don't want his head to be hollow. I'm not really sure if this one's going to be posable, but I do want him to still look good. And we might actually use some bigger spikes on top of his head, actually. Like maybe, yeah, like that. I actually probably should have done that sooner, actually, now I think about it. Yeah! Which means I'm actually going to move some pieces around. See, Sakamoto Dragon, you've gotten really into sleeping. That is a great pastime. Same. I don't know why that movie's being trashed on so much. It looks fine for everything we've seen so far. Yeah, I think it's one of those things that it's become I think The Mandalorian, like, people realize, like, because The Mandalorian was really popular. And I think now it's just that people are like, oh, The Mandalorian's was popular back then. We don't like it now. And I'm just like, okay, I get, like, things shouldn't be popular just because people say they are. That's kind of how I feel about superhero movies half the time. Just because I feel like haven't been as good lately. However, I'm just like, I don't think that The Mandalorian has been still very consistently good. Like the third season. I don't know. I know it wasn't everyone's cup of tea. I thought the third season was fantastic. I really liked it because people were like, "Oh, well, it didn't." Like, I get that he got sidelined a little bit, but like the story was still really cool. It felt like live action Clone Wars is what it felt like. And I still think, like, the fact that the Mandalorian was still instrumental at every moment, one way or another. So, I think it was cool. I like it. And I also think that part of it is that the ending of the second season, with Luke Skywalker showing up, was just so legendary and awesome that they kind of could never really pull off that same excitement again. Because that scene was just so cool. And you can't really do that every single time. And I actually respect them for not... Like, I know they brought him back for the Book of Boba Fett, which that's its own kettle of fish. But for the Mandalorian, they didn't just go around like, we're going to have Luke show up every single time now. They actually, like... They had him show up once in the Mandalorian. And then that was it. And I think that was cool. So, anyway, that's my piece. So many red pieces. Let's see. A little scared for the new Lord of the Rings movie they're making because the first few are legendary, but what I hear it's going to be pretty good, and that's true. We could get more Lego Lord of the Rings. That would be really cool. I haven't seen enough to have a really good opinion on the Lord of the Rings one. So I'm just, as I usually am, I'm excited, and if it ends up being cool, then awesome. If not, then I might not watch it then. It's not a big deal. Okay. I feel like making the fins and the tail is going to be so much easier than the head. The claws, not necessarily as much. Those can be quite tricky. There we go. I don't need you. But I do need you. Some of my certain types of piece bins have gotten a little bit too much, which is a good problem to have, but I might have to readjust my storage system soon, I think. Which again, I mean, that's a first world problem. That's a good problem to have. But it is something I need to be mindful of. Then I'm like, yeah, I'm going to have to rearrange some of this soon. Go. Wait, that piece shouldn't be in there. One of the pieces was in the wrong spot. Let's see, nope. There we go. Okay. And the Death Trooper fight is a masterpiece. It really is. I really like that part too. Hey Jim Bubbalooey, we are making our creature for the Bricks and Minifigs contest. We're working on the turtle crab right now. He has its spiky head. We haven't really done its mouth and nose yet, so that part's a little flat, but that's where its eye's gonna go. So we're gonna build another maybe layer or two of bricks. And then, and as we've done with the other layers, we're going to add more detail as we go. Just not immediately, because we got to focus on making it structurally sound first. Let's see. Put you there. Yeah, I'm liking how this looks. It looks cool. I think if this were to have like a real world equivalent of what would be close to it, it would be a snapping turtle. Although even then, a snapping turtle doesn't have claws, but its jaws are very scary looking. And with this one, well, it doesn't, in my head, what I've come up with for the turtle crab, it doesn't bite, but its head is still very spiky. And that's to prevent predators from eating its head. So if they try to take a bite out of its head, they're gonna get a bunch of spikes in their mouth. But I'm also thinking the turtle crab probably still eats. I think it would eat a good amount of jellyfish. Would be one thing that it would eat a lot of. Although I do think it would also just eat regular fish as well. Because, I mean, it's got the claws to do it. He might as well. To be honest, I just want affordable Lord of the Rings sets. I agree. I think it's crazy how many of them are just real. Like, they're cool looking sets, but they're so huge that, like, it's really hard to be able to afford them. And and I'm not saying that, like, that they shouldn't make those giant sets. I just think that they should make smaller sets to go with them. Because, like, at the moment, like, the cheapest Lord of the Rings set released since they brought the theme kind of back is Sauron's helmet. And it's just the helmet and one minifig. It's $70, which is about average for the helmets. And I'm just like, if you're gonna, like, I want to be able to, like, make a Lord of the Rings battle pack. Like, make one for the orcs, make one for the elves, something like that. Those would be really cool. That's something I would buy in a heartbeat. See, like that. Yeah, that'll work. I think we're almost finished with making the turtle crab's head. At least the main structure of it. And then we can move on to the rest of it. Okay, so I think shape-wise, this is looking not bad. I know it's not as cute as the original one, but again, this is meant to be an adult turtle crab that can look after itself. It can fight now. He's a tough little guy. Tough big guy now, I guess. I don't know how big the average turtle can get, so... I know that most of them, though, are not huge. Go. Okay, add that there. So making a bit of his, like, beak, or whatever it's called when it's on a turtle. So that's kind of a little bit of the front is what we're doing there. See, Second Minute Dragon, you'd like new wargs and orcs? Yeah. Well, especially like for stop motions, I'd like to be able to make like get sets with more orcs because they're kind of hard to get. There's no real good way to get them at the moment, which is quite frustrating. Because I want to be able to tell stories that involve different kinds of monsters, and that's just not possible right now. At least it is, it's just I can't buy like a huge army of them to animate. I have to be a lot more specific and can't buy as many, so I just have to kind of reuse them if I want to. But I have a friend that he's selling out of his Lego collection, and he let me pick out some stuff, so I got some of the Lego Castle Trolls that he had. So I've been able to get a couple trolls, which is good. So I think I've got like 7 of those now, probably. So that's rather helpful for different story animations. Okay, so now we've got a little bit of a nose for him. Gonna give him his eyes, and I'm trying to decide whether I want to go with brick-built eyes or if I want to go with like the ones that are just one piece, kind of like a sticker on it. But I'll see. I'm gonna start with the ones that are just one piece and see how they look. Oh, I forgot. I also do have these really big eyes now. Those could also work. So we could go with like really big eyes, probably. Those could work. At the moment, without the shell, he's just looking like a dragon. If I just made a water-based dragon, is that what I've made? It might be. Oh well, that's okay. I am thinking, I'd like to... How different can I place this? Come on, why aren't you cooperating with me? How did I place the first one? There we go. I think I might actually go with these eyes. I think they fit really well. Let's see, Creationary tonight. We'll see. I don't know if we'll have a Mrs. Comedy's Creationary, because she's actually baking at the moment. Let's see, how does the smaller eyes look? So we've got big eye, got a smaller eye. Man, either one could work. I don't know. I mean, the bigger eye is more expressive, but turtles... Oh, no, turtles do have relatively big eyes. I might go with the big ones. Let's see, let's put you back. And then... I'm gonna need... Maybe the small eyes look better. I'm seeing big and small. I'm gonna go with the big ones for now, just because they're more expressive. Plus, also, I think it's giving me an opportunity to add some pieces that add a little bit more layering to this. Yeah, I like this one. Okay, so I need one of you, and then... So now he's got more spikes around his eyes. Yeah, yeah, this head's starting to really work. Okay, so now we're gonna have his head funnel into a neck. Now, if I understand correctly, I know in like lots of movies, you'll see the turtles can like pull their head into the shell, but if I remember correctly, not all turtles can actually do that. A lot of them, like, their shell protects their body. It doesn't really do anything for their head. But I could be wrong on that. I am not David Attenborough. Sakamoto Dragon, perhaps I should go to sleep. It's almost 4 for me. That is late. Do you have plans for tomorrow? Or, like, do you have school tomorrow or anything? Because I'd feel bad if I kept you up super late on a school night. Let's see. I realize I need to pull out the pieces that I literally just put away. I need to get those ones again. There we go. Let's see. Turtle versus tortoise? That would be interesting. That'd be an interesting one. You had one as a kid that could retract its head. Okay. I'm not sure. I could be getting it mixed up. Maybe it's like a species thing. Because I feel like I remember seeing one that it couldn't do that. But again, I don't know. I am not Sir David Attenborough. I am just Chris Comedies. Okay, I'm glad you don't have any plans tomorrow. If you had school tomorrow and you were staying up till 4 watching this, like, I'm honored you want to spend time with me and watch this. That's awesome. But I don't want you to, like, get sick. That'd be really sad. Or, like, fail a test because of me. I would feel really bad about that, too. Okay. There we go. That's the turtle crab's head. We might still add a little bit more detailing to it, but I'm liking it so far. I think it is not looking bad. Okay. And this is where I've got to figure out how to attach it to a thing that could be connected to the rest of the body. No, I think I need to actually have its neck get a little smaller, so that I'm not trying to connect to a bunch of pieces that won't work. Yeah, there we go. One thing I've learned is that, so this build, it's looking good. His eyes are fragile, but other than that, so far, it's not anything too catastrophically not durable. But his head, his eyes can fall off. Which I feel like in, like, the wild is not advantageous to surviving. But I could be wrong on that. I'm not David Attenborough. Who is... Jim Bubble, you don't know who Sir David Attenborough is? He does, like... Oh, he's, like, the nature documentary guy. Like, he has done so many nature documentaries. He is the guy. Let's see, it's mostly box turtles that can tuck in their faces. Got it. Okay, looking for Technic pieces. If I do this right, this should give the head a really strong grip to the rest of the turtle crab's body. Because if I make it held in place by Technic bricks, it is not going to fall off easily. At all. Until I attach them, though, his head's very heavy. Okay, looks like 2. There we go. Jimbo Blue, you know Steve Owen. Yeah, I mean he's pretty good too. I mean he's like the best. But yeah, no, so David Attenborough, he's the narrator in a lot of nature documentaries. Okay. If I do this right, this is going to look very cool. If I do this wrong, his head's gonna fall off. But we all make sacrifices. Okay. Okay, I need to put the red pieces away for now. And I can put these away for now. So what we're looking to be able to do is to attach this part to the top of his head. To the top of the shell, sorry. It's not stable yet. But if I do this right, his head's gonna stick really well. No, I'm just gonna take his eyebrows off because it's very easy to bump my hands into those. Let's see. There we go. We're just talking about David Attenborough. Just wanted to make sure I wasn't missing anything else. Okay. Is there room for me to do... Aha! Yes! Success. Okay. So I just need to fill in... Oops. I mean, I could do it that way. That'd actually make it easier. I just need to fill in that right there. Go. Oh, I actually can't fill in that gap because if I fill it in, it's too tight and he can't connect. Oh, did I miss a comment? You like the new knight in the background? New knight in the background. Oh, that. Okay, yeah, he's actually not a knight. That is story time, though. So I will pull him out after. Okay. So I think you're referring to this guy. So this is actually not a knight. This was an Australian outlaw. They're called bushrangers. And his name was Ned Kelly. And for his last stand, he made this bulletproof armor that you see him wearing out of stolen plow heads is what he used. So technically not a good dude, but he was very creative, and it's a very fascinating historical study. It's very cool. But yeah, he was a famous outlaw. And in Australia, obviously he's not a famous outlaw here. I think he's got a few Hollywood movies, but he's mostly famous in Australia. Go. And now that we're doing some structure building that's not going to be seen, we're not going to use any red or brown pieces because we don't want to waste pieces that we could use for detail later. But basically what I'm doing is that joint right there is what's holding his head to the shell. So I'm going to first connect the plates layers, and then that layer that's holding him on the side, I'm going to collect that as well, which means that his head joint is going to be very stable. Wait a minute, I think I put his head in the wrong spot. Did I put his head on sideways to his shell? I did. Oops. Yeah, I was about to be like, wait a minute, he's not meant to be wider, he's meant to be long, not wide. And yeah, that's why. Okay, I'm gonna have to pull some pieces out. Ah, there we go. He's like your Billy the Kid. Yeah, I honestly think he's cooler because it's not just... He was an outlaw. It's like, he invented bulletproof armor. And like obviously, still a bad thing to do. But like, his gang by themselves was, like, they had an idea on how they could take up almost the entire, like, police force of where they lived. And, like, the plan, like, could have worked. So, they, like, gladly, like, awesomely, they failed in their goal, because that would have been really bad. But it's just how creative they were with it. And also, they were on the run in the Australian outback for years. And that is very hard to do, because it is very easy to die there. Okay, I am missing a piece. There's a layer missing a piece. I think it fell off while I was fixing another one. Okay, I will just grab another one of those. There we go. Yep, right now he's not super stable, but he's going to be. Okay. I need... Those will work. Don't fall apart yet. Almost got it steady. Come on. Okay. Here we go. That part of his head isn't very stable, though. That is the one concern. Add one more layer to that. That might make it connect better. Add one to you. Okay, that is making it more stable. There we go. It's also kind of bending the shell because he doesn't have anything to counterbalance the weight yet. Because once he's all one big, giant, heavy turtle crab, then it will be evenly distributed. But right now, it's a really flimsy shell and then a really heavy head. So I think now what we're going to do... So this is going to give you a rough look at the size of the turtle crab. How it's going to look. Let's see. You should try to make the crab claw close. I'd like to make... It'd be cool if I could make it able to close and open. So, Komodo Dragon, I'm going to go to sleep. I'll probably be here next time. I'll catch you then, Sir Komodo Dragon. Have a good one. Ned Kelly built this in a cave with a box of scraps. I mean, he kind of did. Which is... Yeah, he's... The funny thing is, his... I had a biography on him. It was called Iron Man. Because that's kind of what he was, Iron Man. Just a criminal. Which, depending on your adaptation of Iron Man, that also is true. Okay. Now to figure out how to make his claws. Because I'm coming to the realization I used a lot of my angled pieces building his head. Which I don't regret, just so we're clear. Because I feel like this is a good size for him. He might actually be a bit tall. No, 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 that's gonna look good. I need to just commit. At the moment, I don't know if I'm going to be able to make the crab claws able to open and close. They might be more, this might be more of a display piece, but we'll see. I'm not fully settled yet. I want to see how some not movable ones look first. We might even do the thing where with crabs, how one claw is bigger than the other one. We might do that with this one, actually. That would look pretty cool. I know his claw doesn't have like much detail to it yet, but we're just making the rough shape for now. Oh, now I'm trying to remember how I was doing this. Okay, there we go. Kind of just getting the outline for how I want the claws to look. And then I'll be able to tell if it's looking good or not based on that. Okay, and then maybe have the claws bend inward a bit. I feel like I'm doing surgery right now. I'm just like, this is so delicate because I haven't added any structure pieces yet. I'm liking the look of this claw. Still gonna add more detail to it, but I'm liking the look of it. Go. Moogly. Where have I heard Moogly before? The claw keeps falling apart. I haven't made it strong yet. We're almost... Don't worry. No. Stop falling apart, please. I need you to not die. Okay. Where's the angled pieces? Where did I put them? Ah, there you are. Wait, how many of this piece do I have? Well, I am making the claw, on the other hand, smaller, so that actually works. It doesn't have to be perfectly symmetrical. In that instance, yeah, it's not going to actually be symmetrical at all. You know, we want to add a little bit of sharp edges to this claw. Actually, what we might do is make this claw like the big grasping claw, and the other one the sharper claw, because that is a thing that you'll see with some animals, with some crabs, is that they'll have one really big claw, and then they'll have one smaller one that's like sharp, and then there's the big one that's just grabbing things. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We'll have a grabbing claw, and we'll have a like cutting claw. Okay. Yeah, and we're making his right hand like the pincher claw. I mean, not the pincher. What's the strong one called? I don't know. I'm not David Attenborough. I am gonna keep saying that because I think it's funny. It's actually looking good. Okay. I need to not sound surprised. I'm like, oh, it's actually looking good. Like, I hope it looks good. I want it to look good. Okay. Yeah, here is how the big claw is looking so far. I'm gonna add, I think I'm gonna try and round off that edge specifically, because that one is bothering me a little bit. And by round off, I mean make it sharp. Urban Ham, I've been trying to come up with a Pokemon name for this creature, like Crashy, Crabshell, Turtle, very on brand for English Pokemon names, lol. Turtleclaw, Cruster Turtle. That's a good idea. We could just say that this is a Pokemon. Oh, man. I didn't even think about that. Let's see. Can I round off this edge? Well, maybe add like a spike to it. That'd work too. Like that. There we go. Cloth. Yeah, this is keep coming up with Pokemon names. It's actually kind of a cool idea. If we just yeah, he's a Pokemon actually as well. He's extra cool. There we go. The best thing with made-up animals is I don't really have to follow, like, any rules of, like, this is how an animal would actually be created. And, like, well, this is how I'm making mine, so this is what it's gonna look like. Okay. think I might... Ooh. So, you'll notice, I'll see if I can get it on the camera. There's gaps in these claws right here. I'm going to add sideways bricks and have, like, little spikes coming out of them. Because it's his grippy one. Whereas the smaller one is just going to be sharp. So that's not going to be jagged. It's going to be, like, one big sharp claw. But for this one can have grippers. Whatever they're called, I don't know. I'm not Sir David Attenborough. I keep dropping things. Let's see. There we go. Actually, I'm going to adjust that a little bit for strength reasons. Because this model is going to be handled by people that aren't me, I'm trying to make it as stable as I can. It also says in the rules that it needs to be stable. But I'm like trying to like double make sure that this is actually a very stable build. Because, especially since like I'm pretty sure like I know some of the judges. Not that they're gonna be like, aha, Chris wins automatically. They're not gonna do that. They'd get in trouble. But I'd want one of my friends to be like, oh Chris, I accidentally broke your build. Please don't hate me. Go. Now we're going to add the little spiky spikes. That way when it grips things, they're kind of held in place. It's a small detail, but small details are very important. This is its Mega Evolution. Chewy, Krabby. It held Squirtle for review. Those are all real Pokemon names, lol. Pincers? Yeah, pincers I think would be the correct word, not claw. Although I've heard some people call them crab claws, crab pincers, but yeah. So now it's got little spikes on there. There's a hole right there. Is there meant to be a hole? Did I have a hole there before? I don't know if I like there being a hole there. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to layer with plate pieces instead of just regular bricks. And that will make it less confusing. There's a piece on the floor somewhere. Aha, I found it! Yay! Go. If I do this right, I can actually make it. I need to grab some pieces down here real quick. I might be able to make it that his claw can actually move a little bit. Which would be kind of cool, I think. And now, since we're building inside of the turtle, we're not using brown pieces. At least we'll use not a ton of them. We'll try to avoid them, unless it's like near the edge of... Oh, no, that wouldn't need to be brown, because that's going to be visible on the very edge. trying to think. Okay, so that's... Okay, that's too high. We need it to be another 2 bricks lower. Maybe just 1 brick, we'll see. Because we don't... The flipper shouldn't be at the height of his head. That would be confusing. And I just realized I've been doing this backwards. That's his left hand. He was upside down. Oh, anyway, his left hand's gonna be the strong one then. Yeah, that's fine. His left hand can be the strong hand. There's nothing wrong with that. Because I don't feel like reversing the crab claw. I should have realized that. He's upside down, therefore it's gonna be opposite. But that's okay. Okay, so we've got that claw. Oh, that's not good. His shell has broken. No. Not good. Not good, not good, not good. Oh, there's pieces falling everywhere. No. I don't even know where this piece came from. Where did this piece come from? It's really confusing. How is there a piece just... Oh, 2 pieces fell off. Okay. So whatever it was, it fell off on both sides. Oh, I see where it is. Okay. There we go. What we might actually want to do is layer the inside of the shell. That way it's stronger. But we kind of need to know where all the pieces are going to be first. We'll build the other claw first, and then we can worry about that afterwards. But yeah, let's just build the other claw first, then we can worry about... we can make adjustments based on its weight and size once we actually know the full weight and size of our turtle crab. The way these often work is that the claw that is smaller is like noticeably a lot slimmer. Is quite often how these go. And I'm not just saying that so I can get out of building something better. That's just genuinely how crab claw pincers are. Is that they'll be a lot... the small one will be... The one that's used for cutting is a lot smaller. Okay. Okay, I thought I grabbed another red wing piece. Where did I put that? Maybe I don't have that piece. Huh, who knows? We'll figure this out one way or another. Definitely how it is. Claw's design is heavily based on the fact that they have one massive claw and one small one. Yeah, and it looks kind of funny because, like, I remember especially, like, before I got more into, like, creating and designing stuff like that, is that I'd be like, oh no, things are supposed to be, like, things in nature are meant to be symmetrical. And that is definitely not the case. There are some things that You look at the design and you're like, I don't get why it was made that way. But that's how God created it. Okay. And I just realized I need to actually make this... Yeah, I had it backwards. I keep forgetting that this is the left hand. I'm making the right hand right now. Is what I am doing. Go. The platypus. Yeah, the platypus is another one you look at and you're like, I don't know what God's plan was when he made it, but it is very cool looking. But it is a little goofy too. Yeah, the platypus is a goofy little fella. You also don't really see them in the wild that much. They're very shy. Okay. No, I don't like that. There's always pressure whenever I'm like designing things while on stream, because I'm just like, because quite often it's like just place the same things over and over again and see if I can come up with something better over and over and over again. But that's the building process. That's okay. Okay. I think I'm starting to like how it's going, although I think I just did the thing again where I made his hand the wrong shape for the wrong side is dominant. But I think... Oh, wait, no. I might actually have it right. I'm about to find out if I have it right. Ugh, man. Oh, which way was this? Like that? That looks right. Yeah, I'm liking that. That's where the other wing piece is. I put it with the wrong thing. That's why I couldn't find it. One of your favorite animals is the okapi, super strange looking though. I've never seen one of those. I don't even know what that is. Gonna have to research that after this. What am I doing wrong here? Oh, there we go. I'm gonna make this claw one stud longer. Oh wait, no. I can just switch up this 2x2 for a 2x3. That'll actually do that for me. As long as I don't rip it apart first. Yeah. That'll work. Here. And this claw is much smaller than the other one, which is how they're supposed to look. So we are succeeding. Let's see. Fluid, currently finishing up a custom cape for a Batman action figure. Awesome. That'll be cool. Have fun with that. Even though this crab claw is smaller than the other one, I'm still trying to make sure I still have detail on it. You don't want a... Just because something's smaller doesn't mean it shouldn't have any detail. I mean, by nature, it's going to have a little bit less because there's less places to put detail. But there still should be some detail on your smaller structures. There we go. Blake, the build looks good so far. Thank you. It's still got a long ways to go, but I think I'm having a lot of fun with it. So hopefully that shines through once it gets to judging. But thankfully, I'm not involved in that because I'm in the contest. So I don't have to worry about how the judging goes. That's not my job. That's someone else's job. Okapis are cow and zebra-looking giraffes, super unique, and are often called African unicorns. I'm definitely going to have to look those up. That sounds very interesting. Okay, I think I'm liking how this claw is looking. I think I'm about done with it, to be honest. There we go. And we made it that it was 3 down. 3 of those. Now we're going to need some spinny pieces. What time is it? Oh, it's barely even 10:30. I'm so tired today. Oh well. That's what caffeine's for. Yeah, I think this is gonna work. Okay, so I think it's about time now to actually start reinforcing the build. That way I can actually add the pincers to it and it not completely fall into pieces. So it is time to add structure. So first what we're going to do is we're going to build the border structure first, because that's going to be what's visible. So we're going to try and make a lot of the brown pieces first. That way we don't run out, and then we can reinforce the structure after the fact. And I just realized with that part there, I actually don't need that part to be brown, because that part's not visible. Anything not visible is brown. That's the rule. If everything visible is brown, anything that's not visible, we're trying not to use any brown. They were in the Zoo Tycoon you had for PC and quickly became one of my favorites to read about. That's cool. That's very cool. Come on, connect. There we go. Connect that one there. Okay. Oh man, I have to search through this pile for 4 2x2s. I don't like looking for those. They take forever to find. I found one. Do I see a second? No. Okay, I'm just gonna dump these out of frame real quick, and I'll grab them. Okay, I got a second one. We just need 2 more. Come on. Please cooperate with me. Ooh, I might actually not have these. I'm gonna have to adjust a little bit. because I actually don't have all of the piece, I don't have enough to do the piece that way, so I'm having to use some 2x4s to lower the other one. Well, not lower it, they'll technically be about the same height. Okay. Okay, so now we're gonna go. Okay, I'm gonna get all the red pieces out of my way for now, because I'm not using those currently, and they're just getting in the way repeatedly. Okay, so now we just continue building around the body until we get to where the flippers are gonna go. What's nice is that also by adding some more layers, it's already starting to reinforce the shell and actually make it strong again. Well, not again, but stronger than it was already. So, slowly as we add these layers, it's actually going to make the turtle much, much, much stronger. Okay, now we're looking at a 2x6, so I need 4 2x6 plates. Grab those. There we go. Go. It's getting there. Okay, so I think we're actually, at this point, we're going to want to build the fins. Yeah, we're going to need to build the fins and probably the tail. And then we can reinforce the structure more. I'm really tempted to just build out the inside of the shell first, though. Yeah, I think I'm going to build out so, like this, I'm going to fill in this, right, at least the front half. That way we can at least attach these claws and see what it looks like. So we're going to do that real quick. I'm probably going to use tan pieces, so we're going to fill it in with white. Man, there's so many of the pieces that I usually use are going to be in this thing. Ah, that's okay. I don't think I have any plans right now where I'm going to need these for anything else at the moment. There we go. Yeah, the cool thing is, as we fill this in, this is just going to get stronger and stronger each layer. So hopefully fix up a lot of the issues we've been having with it falling apart when I added the pincers in. So this should be very helpful. I keep worrying he's going to break on me right now. Don't do it, man. What fell off? Something fell off and I don't know what it was. Ah, I found it. Okay. Cooperate with me. There we go. Let's see here. There we go. I'm actually going to detach his head for a little bit. There we go. Now I can actually reach my hand inside the shell to fill it. I keep knocking off the edge pieces. There we go. Let's see, looking like a peppermint paddle. He kind of is at the moment, yeah. You are right. Sorry, I got so focused I wasn't talking much. I apologize. That's not what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm supposed to be being entertaining right now. But yeah, so I'm hoping that the next contest they do, that it'll be something I can use more minifigs in, because I like doing minifig scale builds. They're my favorite ones to do usually. Well, the micro scale is also fun. It might be fun to try and see if I can place in a contest with a micro scale build. Because micro scale is underappreciated. Need a 2x2. Go. Not looking bad. That's a brick separator. I don't need that right now. So, let's move this out of the way. Did I win the dream sequence? I didn't even place in the top 100. So that's technically a CGI contest. So I'll be honest, I enter that more for fun than for anything. Do I want to try to place in that? Yeah, I tried. But no, I did not place in the top 100. I did not do that. But the video is out if you want to be able to see how everyone else did in the contest. They did a great job. Go. Oh, that's the wrong one. That goes on this side. Okay, come on, cooperate with me. I need to reinforce this first. Okay. Oh, this is gonna be tricky. I think I know how to do this. I'm gonna take the head off first. Top 100. Well, in my defense, like 1,500 people entered. It's not like I didn't place top 100 and like 103 people entered. There we go. But yeah, it's one of those things though that if I enter a contest just to win, it's very easy to be disappointed. But the thing is, like, I enter the dream sequence ones for fun. I still try to place, but if I don't, it is not the end of the world. Not by any means. There we go. Okay. Okay, if I do this next part right, it's going to make the claw, the pinches stick, pincers, pinches, claws, whatever we're calling it, stay connected to the shell much better. It's getting warm in here. I'm going to turn on the fan. There we go. Put these ones away for a bit. So you have this stream because you've been uploading videos? Oh, cool. Well, that's a fair reason to not be in the stream if you're working on your own videos. I think that's fair. There we go. Adding some structure on the inside of our turtle crab. As of yesterday, your Spider-Man 29 minifig collection is once again complete. How many Spider-Man 2099s have they made? I feel like I didn't think that... I think there's, what, 2 of them? Although I've got a feeling I might be wrong on that. Okay. What I'm going to do is add the spinny piece in. Oh, I see what the problem is. Yeah, okay, we can work around that. But we need them to be attached so we can work around it. Okay. I might actually bring the claws in a little bit then. I think that's going to make them structurally more sound. Maybe in even one more layer if it'll fit. Let's see how that looks. Add the head in. Okay, I actually do like how that looks. This claw needs to be further forward, but it's good for the big one. Nah, I probably should adjust that again a little. Let's see, maybe one stud further towards his head. How does that look? That's better. Okay, so now this is where we're going to actually switch to, we're going to do one more layer of brown, and then we're going to actually switch to the tan pieces, because otherwise we're going to run out. Oh no, his head almost fell on the ground. That would have been bad. In fact, while we're actually attaching the claws, we can take his head off for a bit. That is not necessary. Okay. And then like that, and like so. Okay. There we go. Okay. Let's see. There are 3, and then Rubberham more than Padme, probably. That looks like there actually might be more Padme than Spider-Man 2099, but that is funny. Okay. Is this build supposed to be a rooster, a hen, or a chicken? It's meant to be a turtle crab. Oh, the claws almost fell off. Which is a creature that I invented a while ago. And now I'm trying to enter it into a build contest, because the theme is creatures, but they said that it can be made up creatures. And if they're giving me the option to either like use an established creature or make my own, I'm going to make my own. And I'm just really realizing that some of the pieces I would like to use for this are currently on the pirate treasure map, but I'm not going to pull that apart right now. Okay. Actually, gonna do this a little differently. Stop falling off. I can't wait till I've got the structure pieces in place and the claws stop falling off. It's gonna make it so much easier. There we go. And now we can add a little bit more structure again. What we're going to do is we're actually going to overlap this so that holds it to the body of the yeah, I'm actually going to adjust this a little bit. I'm going to make it even stronger. I'm going to layer it just a little bit more. Because the more layers of plates you have, the exponentially stronger a build tends to get. Let's see. Okay, so that's where the 3 Spider-Man 2099 minifigs are from. Nice. Well, congratulations on completing your collection. That's awesome. Okay, so now is when we add all the structure to keep this build from falling apart, at least from the claws falling apart. Other things can fall apart, but as long as the claws don't fall apart, we're good. And I'm realizing we've actually got some stud layers that are on the inside, so we actually can use gray for those ones. That way, we're not wasting the tan pieces. Even though I have quite a few of those, so we should be good. Your favorite is still the CMF one, though? I doubt Lego's going to top that figure for a while. That's honestly fair. Robot Hand, because that's Batcape. I need to have Batman appear in a video again. It's been a while. There we go. Yeah, and that will, yeah, this is gonna, once I layer these, yeah, there we go. Now the claws can move around a little. Yeah. We're getting there. We're getting there. Slowly but surely. Yeah, the back part of the shell is not stable at all yet, but that's because we're not up to that yet. So we're gonna leave it like this for now. We are gonna add more to make it even more stable. But before we do that, we're gonna continue the back. That way we can interlock the stability pieces And that will make it so that hopefully the whole thing will actually be very sturdy. Yeah, I'm so happy. Look at this. His claws can like go back and forth. Kind of like to the music. Do 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 do. Yeah, that works. So you also got the Endgames portal yesterday because that one was finally on sale. Nice. I feel like that set's really just good for the minifigs because, okay, Avengers Endgame, great movie. The final fight scene, the fight part is good, but everything is gray, and I don't like that. There should be more colors in a superhero movie. You can really see it in the Lego set. Because they're like, we need to make a Lego set of this. What do we do? Everything's gray. We've got to commit to the bit, so everything in that set is just gray. And that's all the Avengers Endgame sets. They're all that way. And it's really weird. I don't know, like, of all the genres that should be able to be like, hey, we're not gonna make the lighting realistic, we're gonna make it nice and bright. It should be superhero movies. That's where it makes sense. Those should be bright. Anyway, that's my opinion. But yeah. I dropped something on my foot. Yeah. I don't think I actually want to use those pieces. I'm trying to figure out how to do the flippers. Because the flippers actually shouldn't be that big. So I'm trying to make sure they're not huge. So I feel like if they're too big, it will be distracting. Okay, so here's a question for those of you who've been on this channel for a while. The song that's playing right now, I used it in a very big video for this channel. Can you guess what it was used for? It's the song that's currently playing. You might recognize it. I did use it in a very big video for this channel. There we go. K-Native Gaming, is that a crab? I'll attach his head so you can actually see it. We're making the turtle crab. So, it's not finished yet. But yes, you are technically correct. It is partially a turtle. Partially a crab. It's just the turtle crab is what it is. Half turtle, half crab. We're finally making the full-grown version of him. They grow up so fast. Let's see. You mainly wanted the Iron Spider-Man minifig? Nice. There we go. Okay, what was I doing? Fins, that's what we're working on. It's weird. I feel like I have to make them as big as the claw, but I know if I make the fins as thick as the claws are, it's going to look very weird. So I'm making sure I don't do that. Because it would look ridiculous. Okay, something's not right. These should be symmetrical. These are not symmetrical. Aha, I found my mistake. There we go. Yeah, I like that better. Let's see. I used it in the Kraken. The song. Oh, sorry. Yeah, the song that was playing. That was one that I used for my That would have been my 1,000 subscriber special. Is what I used that one for. Okay. Okay. So yeah, we want the fins this way. So we're actually we can start building up a layer of brown again. So I'm going to put the white bricks away for... Actually, no, we can leave them where they're at. And by the white bricks, I mean the ones that are off screen right now. Let's see. Alex Stat said the way they made Captain America's broken shield definitely looks better than I thought it would from the photos. I can't remember the photos. I'd have to double check. Robot Ham, hero in a crab shell, turtle crab power. Yeah! The turtle crab. The turtle crab is supreme. Where did I put the brown pieces? Wait, what? Oh, I think I accidentally put it with back in one of the other pieces places. Oh no. Where did I put it? 1, 2, 3, 4. There should be a tray of brown pieces. Where did I put them? Oh, that's the one I dumped over there. Never mind. Haha, found it. I'm so organized when I build. I think that attaching the fins is going to be a lot easier than attaching the claws, the pinches were, because the pinches are really big and heavy, whereas the fins are tiny. So I think we should be good with this part being a little bit easier. But I suppose while I'm at it, I should make his tail. Though his tail, it's not going to be huge, because turtle tails really aren't that big. And the turtle tail, I'm actually not going to... The turtle tail doesn't need to be able to move, in my opinion. I think that one... Oh, but it would be cool if we could make it move. I might try to see if I can make it move, now that I think about it. That would look cool. Oh, come on. The piece that I'm looking for is jammed in that shelf. There we go. Okay. Got one of the pieces, there's another one. Let's see. Fluid, Mega Turtle Crab versus Kraken versus Loch Ness versus Godzilla versus Kong versus Batman. Oh man, this is getting into quite the fight. Batman would somehow beat Godzilla. That is so true. Truer words have never been spoken. Come on. I know you can connect. There we go. See. I'm still deciding whether I want the tail to be able to move or not. We'll figure that out. Although, it'd be cool, but I don't think it's necessary. Let's see, I want to switch to 2x4s because that's actually going to be more sturdy in this situation, I think. After learning that Batman's suit can survive burning up on re-entry, I wouldn't be surprised if it can somehow tank Godzilla's radiation blasts. Yeah, I don't know. Batman used to be my favorite superhero, but sometimes I feel like they take, with prep time, Batman can beat anyone a little bit too far. And I'm just like, okay, Like, and again, it's superheroes. It's okay if they go over the top, but I'm just like, I'm not a Superman fan. I'm not. But like, in like the instances where Batman should be beating Superman, it should not be that he usually wins. And I feel like in most of the adaptations that I've seen, Batman wins. Which is cool. It's funny to me that that's how it goes. But Flash is also in that category. Like, the fact that Flash ever loses to people that don't have super speed is wild. Robot Ham, you saw Godzilla and Sonic the Hedgehog crossover is releasing in comics in Japan. Super cool. That is a cool idea. I know that, I think Marvel's got a Godzilla crossover coming up, if I remember correctly. Okay, yes, that's how I wanted to do that. So I need 4 more spinny pieces. Thankfully I have a ton of them, because they're one of my favorite pieces. There we go. Yeah. This is going to work well. Oh yeah, this is going to look very cool. And I think since the fins aren't really bearing any weight or that heavy right now, I can actually hold it up right now. Yeah! I know they're small fins, but I feel like that actually makes sense. He's not a fast guy. He's strong, though. Because turtle crabs are fierce creatures and not to be trifled with. And now he's got his tail. Yeah, that's looking good. Okay. Time to figure out how to... I've got to do some reinforcement. Make sure that it's not cutting off the movement for the fins. And then I think we'll be all set to just start filling in pieces. Yeah, I think we've got it. I think we're in the home stretch, guys. Like, there's still a lot of detailing left to do. But it's going to be much simpler stuff to do at this point. It's just filling in pieces now, I think. As opposed to trying to, like, make things that are going to be carrying structure pieces. Let's see. Food, you take that over Spider-Man glazes. Robot Ham, Martha, K-Nato. Why did you say that name? That's honestly might be the most disappointing part of that. It's not even, like, the really cheesy way that it's set up that they're gonna fight each other. It's that, like, and I get people like, oh, it's because of, like, the humanity, and now, like, Batman sees Superman as a human, and, like, here's the thing. I get that Zack Snyder writes all this really complicated lore he has in the background of his stories that he never really got to show, but you do have to show some of it. It can't just be excuse like, oh, he never got to that point yet. I'm like, no, you need some plot, like, explanation in the film itself. It can't just be like, oh, it was going to be revealed in a future film. Like, you can't just, like, it's kind of like, it's my critique for, Luke Skywalker in The Last Jedi, is that people are like, oh, but he went, like, we're told, oh, he went through all this horrible stuff. And I'm like, well, then tell us about all this horrible stuff he went through. I don't know what horrible stuff he went through because the movie didn't tell me. Let's see, Fluid, but you love all superheroes except for Disney Captain Marvel. Let's see where we have. No, the CGI is the most disappointing in that movie. It's rough. That is fair, too. It does have some really rough CGI in parts. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I'm watching the CGI breakdown. You're right. I think the other thing for me, so Batman's meant to be, like, I like Batman. He's meant to be really intelligent, the best at strategy in the DC universe. And then when he goes against Superman, who has super speed, The weapon of choice that he uses to give him kryptonite is a grenade launcher, which is one of the slowest possible firearms he could use. I'm like, just if they can't even use the excuse, oh, Batman doesn't use guns, because that version of Batman that they made does use guns. I don't know. It's weird, man. It's weird. If I was fighting someone who had super speed, I would simply not rely on a grenade launcher to be the thing that beats him. Okay. There we go. And now that I know we don't need many brown pieces, from here on out, I can actually do a little bit of the inward joints in brown, and I know it's not going to mess anything up at this point. Excuse me. The Kryptonite Spear was pretty cool. The Kryptonite Spear is fair because, like, at that point, that's, like, once he's beat Superman, it's to humble him. But I feel like if he started with, like, I don't know, like, something faster than a grenade launcher. Because, like, I think a bow and arrow actually would have been faster than a grenade launcher. But, again, for me, I'm already more of a, like, I like Batman, but I'm more of a Marvel fan than a DC fan, with the exception of Batman. Batman's really cool. But as of the past few years, my favorite superhero has turned more into Captain America than Batman. I still really think Batman's cool, though. Okay, I need two 2x6s. I'm actually done with these pieces. Okay, we're gonna fill in a bit of tan. There we go. Let's see. The smart thing to do. The smart thing to do would to be embed kryptonite pieces into his armor itself. Since the set of finishing against the strike Superman, he should have just made kryptonite bullets for them. Yeah, I think the suit's a good one, especially since, like, in most versions of Superman, even being near kryptonite is bad for him. So if they made it like if Batman had kryptonite like laced into his armor too, that would work really well. There we go. Almost done with where I'll be layering tan pieces. And then we can switch to just tan bricks. No, sorry, not tan pieces. I'm almost done layering with tan plates, and then we can switch to proper tan bricks. This is my container of tan plates because I've got so many now. There we go. Yep, I'm liking this. This is looking good. Okay, yeah. It's looking good, guys. It's looking good. So at this point, excuse me, we're going to fill in some gaps so that he's nice and solid, which does require me taking off the thing holding the claws in place for a little bit. But that's okay, because once I put them back, it's going to be very, very strong. So far the only thing that's breaking is some of the detailing on the shell, but we will be adding more pieces to that to make that stronger anyway. So that's not something I'm worried about. Okay, I think for the rest of the layering, let's see, we're up to one plate layer of brown, and then we're actually up to tan. Uh-oh. And I realize I actually have adjusted some pieces here and there that I hadn't planned on, so we're actually gonna have to do a couple modifications, but that is okay. No, actually I know what I'm gonna do. The brown layer is actually gonna go down a little bit, and be a little bit lower on purpose. There we go. Go. Alex, we also know that a kryptonite bullet would work since Walter and Bloodsport used on to put Superman in the ICU. Apparently, we don't see that either. They just say that it happened, and then it's not actually relevant at all. But yes, that apparently happens at some point. Which falls again into my rant about show don't tell. Okay. Actually, might not need these pieces here. There we go. Trying to figure out the best way to layer this. I think I might actually switch to tan now. Yep, that'll work. Yep, that's how we want to do it. Yep, that's gonna work. And we can add the head in, that way I can make sure that the pieces we're adding in make sense. Yep. This is gonna be cool, guys. We're getting close. I'm gonna take his head off again just for a little bit. Just because that is the one part of him that is ever so slightly fragile. But even then, not really that fragile. go. At this point, it's just filling in pieces until we get to the right layer, and then it's detailing the underside of the turtle crab, and then I think we'll probably finish off with just any final details, but a lot of it will be decorating the shell. Hey, babe. I'll be right back, guys. I am back. Okay. Let's see. The funny thing is when people see him, they're gonna be like, "Oh, how much of him is hollow?" And I'm gonna be like, "None. None of this turtle crab is hollow. He is a solid turtle crab." Let's see here. There we go. There we go. Okay, now I need a 2x2, or two 2x2s. And at this point, I'm actually going to stop filling it in with tan pieces that can add to the layers for the shell. So we can put the brown pieces away. And we can put pretty much all the white pieces away now too. I'm not going to be needing those now. See, Alex, you were thinking about the snap from Endgame earlier, and I find it kind of hilarious how the Avengers casually stand 5 feet away as Hulk wields one of the most dangerous items in the universe. Yeah, I don't know. It's also kind of falls into the like, they want to make it look cool, so like, excuse me. I just realized I need a couple more white pieces. It just looks cooler if everyone's actually standing there with him when he does it. But yeah, no, I get the point. That it is funny that while he's doing one of the most dangerous things a person can do, everyone's just like, yeah, let's just stand right here, that's fine. But also, a lot of them at that point have fought Thanos who used the glove, and it seems that being near it doesn't actually hurt you. It's if you're the one who snaps. But I could be wrong on that. I haven't really... Since Endgame, I haven't kept up with Marvel very much. Still a little bit, just not a ton. Go. And obviously we're going to need to add some more detailing to the underside because there's still some white pieces that are exposed. By starting with tan, it means that we're getting to the point where we don't have to fill in every single gap. Some of these gaps are now meant to be the color that they are, which is nice. It means we're getting close. I also just think we got to the end of that place for the music. Let's go to the other one. And get that one started. Okay. Now we need a 1x2. Actually, yeah, 1x2. There we go. Now we're just making the bottom part of the turtle. And I'm thinking we want the claw to be free to move around. So we're actually going to build another layer of pieces. Well, actually need to plug in some gaps first. Now that I'm seeing them, we do have a few more gaps to plug still. You think you're right, but everyone braces like they're ready to experience the energy surge. I think it's because they've never had, in that part of the film, at that point in the timeline, they've never seen the snap except for when the snap was in directly trying to kill everyone. So I feel like they were like, they're probably like wondering, like, can it even be used to not, like, to actually do something good? Like they know they're trying to bring back everyone, but they might still be running. Is it gonna bring everyone back? Are we all gonna get killed from doing this? We don't know. But I don't know. I did not write the Avengers movies. I am not Sir David Attenborough. There we go. And I'm trying to make it so that his shell's kind of pointed even on the underside. Like, not that it's spiky, but it's got like a spike going this way. Not for spiking, but just for movement through the water. And at this point, we're just going to add some plate detailing to make it look a little nicer. Add a little bit of strength in some spots that might need it still. There we go. I don't know if they plan to, like, lift my build when they judge it. Like, inspect it and be like, did he build underneath it? But I did. So, if someone watching it right now is one of the judges, I did build underneath the turtle and made sure that the shell's coloring stayed uniform. Hey, Fluid, welcome back. We are getting pretty close to just finishing up last details at this point, which is very nice because this has been a big build. He's a big one. A big turtle crab. Okay, at this point, I think I'm done building the underside of the turtle crab. So let's put his head back on and then reattach his eyebrow spikes. Okay, I'm noticing a few, I don't know if you can see it on the camera, there's a little bit of white that's visible through a crack right here, but I think, one, it's not really going to be that visible, and two, I might actually be able to fix it up a little bit. Yeah, I'm going to add just, at this point, we're just adding up the last few final details to just make him look all pretty and cool. Oh, come on. There should be able to be a piece that fits there. Let's see, you're gonna need some red plates, I think 2 1x2s. Go. Come on, reattach. Why can't you attach now? There we go. Yeah. He's looking good. To be fair, though, at least the Power Resistance Stones did hurt Hulk and Iron Man when they were doing something positive with them. That is fair. But it only hurts the wielder. But yeah, that is a fair point. Okay. So next order of business. First of all, let's have a look at how the turtle crab is looking so far. This is our turtle crab. We've got movable fins. We've got movable pinches or claws, depending on what you like to call them. He's got his left one, which is used for crushing, and then his right one, which is used more for grabbing things, like small things, ripping off chunks of things, that kind of dealio. So now, oh, also under his shell is all detailed now. Looks all good. So now, we're going to add some detail on his shell. Now with the detailing, it's going to be more like how there's like the shell is a living part, so it's growing. And I'm actually not even going to make that part symmetrical. I'm just going to add details, like little spirals, little swells. And then, yeah, so we're going to add some shelling detail. And then I think the only other thing that's bothering me a little bit... Oh, his head keeps falling off. Besides that... Come on. Ah, his eye! No! We got his head to be attached and his eye fell off. That's not good. I also just found a part of a build that I dropped before, and I was like, wait a minute, my build isn't working. There's a gear mechanism for a thing, so I'm going to put that somewhere else so I remember to put it back. Excuse me. Okay. So time to add some detail. Adding a little bit of spiraling with the reddish brown pieces. Oh, that's what it is that his head goes lower than the shell. Okay, that's what it is. That's why his head keeps falling off. Is that this, yeah. Okay, we need to make the shell one brick layer taller then. We're gonna do that real quick. Yeah, we can't have them constantly having his head fall off. The judging does say that they have to be sturdy, so he's got to be sturdy. There we go. Now his head won't fall. There we go. Robot Ham shiny. Okay, and at this point, adding the reddish-brown details throughout the shell, which is funny because I can barely see the detail that I'm adding right now, but I know it's going to add to it a little bit. Add a little bit of color variation in the shell, which is important. That piece might have snapped a little bit, but that's okay. I need to stop buying more reddish-brown pieces anyway to replace the ones that do slowly over time break, as is the burden of all reddish-brown pieces. Although if I buy newer ones, apparently the new ones don't have the affliction of constantly breaking. So I might see if I can get myself some new reddish-brown pieces. Go. Adding all the spiraling pieces. I'm really enjoying this part. Because it's not, I don't have to worry about structure at this point. We've already made him nice and strong. This is why if you start with making your build strong first, you get to do the fun part after that. And that makes it a little easier. You don't have to worry. And I am still going to add some brown pieces as well. Especially around the border of the shell. I might add a little bit more. Make it a little bit stronger. There we go. So it's gonna kind of curl around here. Curls around. Yeah, I like that. That looks cool. That makes me happy. Okay, so now we're gonna lay him on his back for a bit. And we're gonna actually reinforce. In fact, we're gonna pull his head off so we can reach things easier. Let's see. Fluid, I hate my grandma. Shiny. Yeah, I like Moana. That's a good movie. Alex, yeah, they fixed the defect that the red-brown pieces had back in the 2010s or early 2020s. Yeah, I think it would be early 2020s. Because I have a few sets that have definitely suffered from it. That I think I got. Man, I'm trying to remember what dates I got them. I can't remember. And what I'm doing is I'm actually adding some strength to the shell itself by adding some plate pieces on the inside along the edge. What I'm doing is I'm making them uneven because from memory, the type of material that shells are made out of, that they grow from, it's kind of the same thing as fingernails, where like they grow in a similar shape. They don't grow completely uniform. So like a shell isn't going to be 100% symmetrical. So I'm trying to have it have some uneven bumps here and there. Don't want it to be. I want it to feel like it's still growing. Like this is a full-grown turtle crab, but he's still got more growing to do. Like full-grown isn't he's an adult, but like he could still grow more because he is a reptile. There we go. Yeah, a little bit of variation. Yeah, that actually looks good. I like that. In fact, I might even add one more piece of variation. There we go. Now, just a little bit of randomness, just so that the shape isn't perfect. And then I think we'll be pretty much done. There we go. Yeah, I think we're pretty much almost done. I think I might add like 2 more pieces. And then put his head back on. Yeah, let's do 1 more piece, actually. And we're gonna put it... This part of the shell seems empty. Yeah! Okay, let's put his head back on, and then he is done. We have the turtle crab. He is all finished. Look at that. Trying to find the best angle to show the turtle crab at. I think this is the best angle for the full build. Yeah, we'll kind of turn him around a bit on this side. And he's fairly sturdy. Let's see. Add a barnacle or some algae? Hydro cannons on the shoulder. Algae's not a bad idea. That is not a bad... What color is algae? Like, or barnacles? Barnacles are not a bad idea. What color is a barnacle? Let me Google this. Barnacles. Okay, they're kind of like a tan color. Okay. Let's see. Gonna add that. And if I get a few of the plates that are curved, I can use those for barnacles too. Barnacles. Yeah, I think the barnacles are a good idea. That adds a little bit of variation, but we don't want to add too many barnacles. Because too many barnacles would look a little silly. Yeah, and then we'll add some algae as well. I like that idea. Might even add a barnacle on like his big claw, maybe? I don't know. No, I don't think you should have a barnacle on his claw, just on the shell. And then maybe like some studs where a barnacle is about to grow. Green flower pieces. Yeah, I think that will work for the algae. I like that idea. See. I think algae on the claws might work a little bit too. Yeah, I'm gonna add some to the claws. There we go. Yeah, I think, yeah, this is good because this is adding some more color. And I know something that I've had to like really focus on in the past is that I need to add more colors to my builds. And this is definitely adding more. So I think this is definitely a good idea. And then there'd be algae on his shell as well, but the algae on the shell is going to be more thick because it can actually like take root and hold. Whereas the algae on his claw can only get basically where whenever he's eating, there'd be like chunks of like fish meat and jellyfish, and that can be food for the algae. Go. Yeah, I'm liking this. Thank you for the suggestion. I think that this was a great idea. Oh yeah, this is looking really good. Thank you, Fluid. I'm really appreciating that suggestion. Go. Yeah, basically it should feel like there's like almost like a tiny little forest on his back, which I think is adding some really cool vibes. And I think maybe a little bit, just a small patch here. Not a big one, just a small patch of algae right here. Excuse me. And there we go. Then another small one in this corner right here. Here we go. Is there any creatures you think that should be living in hit the algae? Like maybe a tiny crab could be like living in it. Maybe we should hide a frog in the algae. Do I have a algae colored frog? Oh, I don't. I wonder if I can get away with it. Oh wait, I have a reddish brown frog. Nope, that's brown. Wait, no, that works even better. Yeah, we're gonna hide a frog in the algae. Maybe some fish. It's a little harder to get the fish to attach, but I'll see what I can do. Yeah, yep, we've got a frog hidden right in this patch here. Yeah, I'm trying to figure if I should. I don't want to overdo it. Let's see. I'm gonna grab my bag of creatures just to see if I have something that will fit on him that doesn't look ridiculous. So this is a big dude. I mean, kind of in my head, I'm thinking more like the really tiny microscopic crabs. So really this is built almost to scale. Because there are crabs that fit like on your fingertip. So this is basically, it's just algae and small barnacles that stick to these guys. The frog, I'm just hiding there for funsies. Okay, I do have some red crabs. I think a red crab. Oh, wait a minute. Could I give a crab a shell and that could be a baby turtle crab? Oh no, they've got legs, that won't work. I thought I'd like the crab to not be red. I'm gonna add a crab to it. I thought I had other colored crabs. Let's have a look. Spiders won't work. Rats don't work. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to add another thing to him. Yeah, I think a red crab. I know we can add a crab. I do think it'd be cool if there's something alive that's like living on him. And if people interpret it as it's a baby turtle crab, I mean, I could just say it. Nah, it's completely different shape. It would be cool if it was, though. A cave troll? I do have a cave. We could put a cave troll. There we go. A cave troll lives on his back. If I can even get him to attach to anything. There we go. There is a cave troll on his back. I don't know if I'll leave him there, but I'm going to leave him there for a little bit at least. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually have the crab walking away with a little bit of algae. He's munching on it. Let's see, I might have to have him standing on a Lego stud. Yeah, there we go. I might even add a few crabs. I like the idea of there being like an entire ecosystem on his back. I know you're joking about the cave troll. I just wanted to add it to be funny. Yeah, no, I think adding crabs to his back is cool. Yeah, so we've got 3 crabs living on his back. I think that's enough. I don't think we need to add fish. Unless one of the crabs has, like, grabbed a fish, maybe? We could have a fish hiding in this claw right here. Just to see if anyone knows. That's what I'm going to do. We are going to hide a fish on this as well. Where are my fish? There's the fish. Let's see. I just need to pick a color fish. Orange fish are cool, although I kind of want them to stand out a little bit. I do have a black fish. I think I have a blue fish in here. I thought I had a blue fish. Yes, there is a blue fish. I think I'll add a fish hanging out. About to get eaten. Yeah, the fish is about to get eaten. Actually, I don't know if I can actually get my hand in that piece anymore. That might be overdoing it. It might be. Unless if I don't go with the blue fish, let's go with the gray one. And have it that one of the crabs living on his back is eating a fish. That is a little less too much, I feel like. Yeah, that'll work. I like that. That's better. And we'll have it that he's like coming back to base because they live in the algae. Just need to find the place to attach him at. Yeah, that works. go. And I think this is done. So I'll give you a closer look at his back. We've got some crabs living on there. One of them is eating some algae. One's eating a fish. The other one's just coming back to the algae. He's probably going to eat some too. We've got some barnacles. A little bit of algae on the back. It's starting to spread a little bit. But yeah, and then he's got some algae on his cruncher claw. This claw is nice and clean. But yeah, I think that he is finished. I think the turtle crab looks great. And this isn't a guarantee to win a contest or anything. But I've got a feeling that we can place with something like this. I think he's cool. I don't think he's hideous. But yeah, so I'm going to pull out the Bible verse of the day. Okay. And we're going to go with... I'm just pulling it up. I like how when I typed in Proverbs, instead of going to the book of Proverbs, it was like, how many Bible verses mention the word Proverbs? I'm like, no, take me to the book of Proverbs. But yeah. We're going to read the full chapter. I'm not going to read the full chapter for everything. Ooh, that's actually a really good verse. That's what we're going to have for our theme verse of the day. So let's pause the music. And today's Bible verse is Proverbs 10, verse 2, which is, treasures of wickedness profit nothing, but righteousness delivereth from death. And that's a good reminder that there's all these riches you can get in the world, but getting them through bad means is not going to be worth it. It's not worth it at all. It might be worth it for now, but in the grand scheme of things, getting rich by bad deeds is not going to profit you for eternity. But righteousness delivereth from death. And you could even take that so far as righteousness, as in, you could take that to accepting Christ as Savior. His righteousness literally delivers you from death. But also in everyday things, generally speaking, doing the right thing is going to deliver you from getting hurt. But yeah, so that's going to be our Bible verse of the day. But with that, we're going to end the stream now. It's almost midnight, and I've got my new job tomorrow, so I'm going to try to not stay up all night. And we've been going for almost 3 hours. So I'm going to call it. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all the ideas, for the things I could add to the turtle, especially Fluid, the ideas of adding algae and barnacles. I think that adds a lot to it. So I'll let you know how it goes. I think we don't find out the judging until the end of the month. So early next month would be when they announce it, because the deadline is March 31st. So I'll let you know how it goes. I'll make a video showing the build before the contest, and then I'll let you know how the contest goes. But thank you again so much for watching. Have a good one, and remember, God is good.